Welcome. I'm Achiaviatta, the director of the Energy of Breath School. And today I want to talk to you about the benefits of working with gamma breath for healing addiction. And then we're going to do a couple of breaths so you get a little bit of an experience of what it may feel like to use this for processing. So gamma is a high frequency brain state of 40 hertz or higher energy vibration through the brain per second. And we can get into this brain state by doing gamma breaths, which were created by Corey Herder. Some other ways that we can get into the gamma state include listening to binaural beats or doing some more involved breath and meditative practices. Yet to date, the gamma breath is the quickest method that I've found to get into the gamma state. And I've been working with breath for 20 years and with gamma for the last decade. Also, I've been working with clients who are in recovery for close to a decade, and this is what I've found. We all store memory as humans. That's part of our makeup. And say we've had a traumatic experience of some kind or some kind of a strong imprint that stays with us. Over time, this can lead to some kind of addictive reaction or behavior, or it's creating some kind of a trigger or charge that creates an imbalance or an alert mode or some other kind of stress in life. So if you were to imagine, for instance, an empty building, a hotel that's abandoned, and it has a bunch of rooms all locked, all the lights are on in every room. Then there's this waste of electricity that's happening. The doors are locked. We don't have access to those chambers with energy. And this is kind of how most people walk around on the planet nowadays, is at a deficit. So even if we have 100% of our energy, even up to 70% or more of it could be locked up and compromised in trying to manage triggers and charges from traumas or other difficult situations we've experienced. Also, simply from cultural conditioning, from things that have been passed down through our ancestors, from constructs that don't serve us. So we're in a survival mode instead of a thriving mode. We also store positive charges, so good memories of epiphanies and happy moments and breakthroughs and all of this, and that's fabulous too. Yet this can also create a charge where the energy is held, and if it's not integrated into our life in some way, then it's not accessible and can lead to a breakdown in life where we're not actually benefiting from that highlighted experience. With the gamma breath, we are able to, in a safe and titrated manner, go into where these charges are stored in our cellular memory, in our brain wiring, and breathe into these areas with very specific breath sequences through mouth and nose. I'll describe more on that later. And start to unwind and release that energy charge so it's flowing, and then it's being boosted into the frequency of gamma with these breath sequences. Now we have this energy that's been liberated. We have more of ourselves back to functioning, and we have a higher level of processing power available to then go forward in our life in an adaptive way, taking new action and accessing new perspective, which wasn't available before. So what I often hear with people who are just starting their recovery process is that they might feel depressed or a sense of loss or boredom in their life, and that they don't know how they're going to live without the behavior that they've been doing for so long. So what's great about gamma is that it takes all the solving, strategizing, fixing, and planning out of the equation. All we do is feel into what has happened, what has the experience been like, what are we feeling right now, what are we being confronted with, and process it with the breaths. And then we allow our gamma state to take over and do the work for us, to evolve the information, to neutralize the charge from the past, release the trigger, free up the energy, make it available in gamma. And with that comes a shift in perspective. Now, all of a sudden, we're seeing the situation in a new way. And it's in a way that we can now thrive and adapt in life. There's more freedom and more bandwidth and broader awareness and more range of perspective available for a situation. So I will guide us through a little practice in a little bit, but I just want you to recognize that this is the way one can heal from an addiction or a trauma and shift their whole reality. So it's no longer about abstaining or only being sober. It's about shifting one's consciousness and body and reality altogether. It's definitely very valuable to do things like practice the 12 steps and go to recovery retreats and so on, of course. And I have worked in several of these arenas and with a great success rate for those who worked with the gamma. So you can also imagine this, that somebody may have been sober from a behavior or let's say drinking for 20 years successfully. All of a sudden they find themselves in a relapse. And that is because somehow there's still a frequency, something that's stored in the brain that is getting triggered in that moment. And all of a sudden there's a drop in energy and the behavior kicks back in. And one would think, well, 20 years, how's that possible? Well, again, that's why with gamma, we're able to go into the source and to clear at the very key, at the seed of the issue, what has caused this to continue to snowball. And with gamma work, it's not that we need to process every single experience in memory, but if we do go into the key source memories, this creates a processing of the entire field and network of that pattern. In sessions, people have more access to memory in situations they may not have recollected in the past. And so they're able to process. But also, if a memory is not super clear, if it's a little vague or it's more of just a sensation, that is sufficient fuel with which us to go into the process and create the shift that is needed. What gamma breathing also does is stimulate our pineal gland. With that, a micro release of dimethyltryptamine, which is a very high level neurochemical. People that have heard of the DMT, aka dimethyltryptamine, also may know about it as the spirit molecule, something that is present in some different shamanic medicines. And then people may even go to the Amazon or the jungle in Costa Rica, for instance, to work with shamans and these plant medicines to heal. And that is fabulous. And I do work with groups such as this to support them to prepare with gamma breaths and to integrate the sessions and the journeys with gamma breath. But know that if that's not your calling and that's not the path you want to go, the gift of your own breath is a powerful key. And breath, it's been known since ancient civilizations as a key to consciousness, but now in our time frame, it's becoming known as the new yoga. And it's about time that people recognize that our breath is a portal to our growth and personal development, healing, and evolution. What I love about gamma breath in particular is that it's safe for anyone to do at home, anytime. Each breath sequence just takes a minute or two to do. You can titrate and calibrate your process. It's not a very intense, cathartic kind of process, yet it's well-rounded because we're also stimulating and boosting the frequency of all our brain waves. So beta, which has to do with body function, alpha with emotional processing, theta with thought, delta with regulation of the body and rhythms and sleep and sense of calmness, and then zeta to do with taking action. As we breathe through a gamma breath, there's different parts to it. There's in mouth, out mouth. There's in mouth, out nose, out nose, and in nose, out mouth breaths, each connected to these brain waves. Mouth, mouth is beta. Mouth, nose is alpha. Nose, nose, theta. Nose, mouth, delta. The last mouth, mouth is zeta. Once we've boosted in cycles with these breaths into gamma, we're now in a zeta also state of new action, more positive conscious action. So also we are regulating our brain chemistry like serotonin, GABA, dopamine. I've worked with many, many clients who have been able to come off antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, and the like, blood pressure medications, and so on. Because with these breaths, we can regulate all the systems of our body and our brain. All right, so that's a little bit of information. Now let's do a couple of breaths just so you can get a feel for what space you may be entering by processing with the breath. And also know that if you are in the experience of some kind of addiction, you could use the basic gamma breath at any time through the day, hundreds of times a day if you'd like, to shift your state. So I'll post that breath below here so that you can use it. And then, of course, if you have any questions, info to reach out to me. All right, so we're going to do a quick grounding meditation first and then do a couple breaths. So let's all close our eyes. And each tune into the space where we're sitting, ideally sitting, and slow down to feel our body just ground and land most of us tend to be probably in our heads most of the day, so it's nice to feel our body. Now, tuning into our sense of hearing, just notice all the sounds near and far, inside and outside of wherever we are. And now, sense of sight with your eyes closed, just feel your eyes, relax them, notice your inner vision. Next, your sense of smell. So just breathe gently through your nose, tuning into any smells, quality, temperature of the air. And now, sense of taste. Noticing your taste buds on your tongue, tasting your mouth. Next, a sense of touch. So, with your hands touching your body, also feel all of your skin sense of touch. So, the air on your face, clothing on your skin, on your body, and so on. And finally, scan your body. So, from the top of your head till you get to the bottom of your feet, about a minute or so to feel each area, inch at a time. Inside your body, outside your body, feel all the sensations you can notice. While you're scanning, tune into your breath, what it's doing on its own. Just allow and feel your breath. Okay. Now we're going to do our first gamma breath. You can place your palms together if your hands are free. And even if you're still scanning your body, I'll describe this breath. Each part of it is going to take 3 seconds. So 3 seconds to fully inhale, 3 seconds to fully exhale. Feel that the breath is happening with your entire body, with actually a biochemical shift is taking place through your whole body with your breath. And really feel your lungs filling with the breath and fully exhaling the breath. All right, I'll guide the sequence. Again, remember 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. In mouth, out mouth. In mouth, out nose. In nose, out nose. In nose, out mouth. In mouth, out mouth. In mouth, out nose. In nose, out nose. In nose, out mouth. One more set. In mouth, out mouth. In mouth, out nose. In nose, out nose. In nose, out mouth. And in mouth, out mouth. Good. Now close your eyes and just relax your hands. Just drop in for a little bit to the effects from the breath as you breathe easy. Good. So now we're going to process a little bit further so you can see how this may work with addictive patterns. So take a few moments with your eyes closed to tune into what are some of the challenges you're facing or have faced. Maybe you're in recovery, but say what your challenges are currently, or also watch like a movie screen instances of being in the throes of the addictive behavior, whatever it is, behave emotion a certain way, reacting in a relationship a certain way, or any substance or behavior. And just scan like a movie all the possible scenes that want to come up from any timeline of this situation. See and feel in your body the emotions, the environments you were in, what was taking place, your thoughts about it, how you're relating to all of it now. Just allow it all present itself in the field for now. Just scan for a few moments. As you're scanning, just breathe easy. Keep your body as relaxed as you can. Or maybe you're tuning into what's it like when you feel triggered and you want to act on the addictive behavior, whether it's calling that person or smoking that cigarette or drinking and so on. Just feel what comes up for you. And know that by being in the gamma state, it's a gentle process. So you're able to review and see and feel, and you are pulling up the information, how it's stored, but in a way that now you're going to be able to evolve and process with your own breath. So we're going to do that now. So I'm going to have you open your eyes so you can see this hand mudra. You interlock the fingertips so that they each touch, and then the thumbs point down. You can relax your elbows if you'd like. And now this breath's a little different. Medium means 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. Slow is going to be 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Fast will be 1 second in, 1 second out. While you're breathing, just feel into the breath. You don't have to worry about what you're focused on. Just allow whatever happens. All right, so in mouth, out mouth, medium. In mouth, out nose, slow. In nose, out nose, medium. In nose, out mouth, fast. In mouth, out mouth, medium. In mouth, medium, and hold. Now out nose, in mouth, slow. Out nose, in nose, medium. Out mouth, in nose, fast. Out mouth, in mouth, medium. And out mouth, medium. Good. Relax your hands. Drop in with your eyes closed to the energetics of this. Breathe easy. Good. So, staying with eyes closed for a moment, we're going to do one more breath sequence. Notice the energetics that you're feeling. Maybe there's a shift into more spaciousness or a boost in vibration. Maybe you feel more well being, more energized, or more calm. So just notice the state changes. And that's just from doing 5 minutes of breathing so far. So if you can imagine in a session, it would be, let's say, an hour of breathing or more. And then the shifts that can happen, what's possible, a lot. For this last breath we're going to do, take me a few moments to focus into some positives in your life. It could be that you've come across this video and that's a breakthrough for you, and like, there's like a way you can work now with the addictive process in a new way that is a powerful tool. It's empowering. Or it can be you're grateful for where you're at now in your life. It could be grateful for certain people in your life. It could be that what you love about yourself. Tune into things like this. What is positive that's emerging for you right now? It could be from any time of your life, and it could be anything at all. As you feel into it, notice that vibration as it can build in your body. So you're producing this state already, and we're going to amplify it and develop more neural pathways for it, more chemistry for it with this next breath. So feel. Maybe you can add to this some energy and experience you've had of love. So you can feel this energy in your heart as well. Okay, so now we're going to boost the energy with this breath. And from there, just know that this energy can carry with you through the day. This is really an alchemical shift. So we'll place your hands together in a diamond shape, and let's breathe. In mouth medium. In more. More. And hold. Out mouth, in mouth, medium. Out mouth, in nose, slow. Out nose, in nose, medium. Out nose, in mouth, fast. Out mouth, in mouth, medium. In more, bit more. And hold. Out nose, in mouth, slow. Out nose, in nose, medium. Out mouth, in nose, fast. Out mouth, in mouth, medium. In more, even more, and a bit more. And hold. Feel this surge of light energy flowing through you, bringing healing, expanding positive vibrations. And out mouth. Good. Now Feel your hands. There's probably a lot of energy vibrating in your hands. This is gamma. As I was describing before, our brain waves are represented in our hands and they're now gammified. So bring this cup of energy for a big boost of gamma to drink to your lips with an inhale mouth. And then exhale. Relax your hands and submerge into the gamma state for a little bit, letting go. Good. So just notice the space you're in now and tune in, see what perspectives are coming up, how you feel about things right now in your body, in your mind, energetically, emotionally. And then when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes, just tuning into your surroundings as you stay gently tuned in to yourself. So now you get a little taste of how gamma breath can support you in healing a trauma or an addiction. And this is one of my specialties. If you want to learn more or experience individual sessions or bring me in to work with a group on this topic, you can reach out to me. All the info will be below. And what's really beautiful about gamma, so this is what I'll leave you with, is that it's our birthright to be in this higher frequency. And when we're in this higher frequency of gamma, there's higher level awareness. You're connected to your higher self. You're connected to source. You're connected in your body and your heart. From this place, you can take action with more confidence, with a space of sovereignty and freedom. You can transform any situation by boosting it into the gamma state. If things are going good in your life, do a gamma breath to boost them. If you're feeling a trigger or an impulse or a charge or an emotion that's strong and feels challenging, you could do a gamma breath to process it. So for now, the basic gamma breath that I'll post below can be your umbrella breath for any situation, but work with it. It's safe. It can only be positive for you. It can bring you success in a moment you need it most. Let's say you're feeling really tempted in some way to act in the addictive way. Do the gamma breath first. See what kind of space you can create and if it shifts the energy altogether. And again, remember that by doing the gamma, you're boosting your gamma quotient and building positive chemistry, positive new neural pathways, and a new way of seeing your life with purpose, with passion, with gratitude, with openness, with an open heart. So this is what you want to navigate towards and that you can build with the breath. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.